In 2014, I was fired from my job, despite having a good college degree and an impressive track record. They called it a misunderstanding and said my reaction was unprofessional, so they let me go. I couldn't argue. They held all the power. From one of New York's top law firms, I fell straight to the streets of Louisiana. I left behind everything familiar and relocated to a small suburb, taking a job at a local amusement park, a place that was part water park, part county fair. I worked at a tiny toy store beside the so-called warehouse. My job was to stack shelves and manage the souvenir counter with Ursula, who filled the slow hours with celebrity gossip. I was quiet, keeping my past hidden, content to let her chatter fill the silence. She respected my background and probably wondered how I ended up there, but she never asked. I was getting comfortable around Ursula, but I couldn't stand her brother Josh. He worked security at the park, hired soon after Ursula spent a mysterious night in the owner's office. Ursula, clever in her way, knew Josh was desperate for my attention. One afternoon, while I rang up a customer's toys, Josh lingered nearby. When the customer left, he asked how I was, then if I'd go out with him. I told him no and focused on my work. He brushed his hand over mine and whispered that it didn't have to be serious, just a few hours of fun. And if I wanted more, I could always call. His audacity stunned me. I kept calm, smiled, and told him I knew what kind of person he was, but never thought he could be this cheap. That day, I took an early break, blaming a headache. Josh disappeared for a few days, but Ursula's behavior never changed. As summer arrived, the park filled with families, children running wild, the air thick with fried food and excitement. I didn't particularly like it, but I was finally adjusting. One morning, the owner called a staff meeting. This year, he wanted a 24-hour carnival with night shifts, food stalls, and fireworks. The pressure was on, but that day, sales jumped 40% by afternoon. By 7 p.m., everyone gathered for fireworks and I finally got a break. I slipped away to the restroom. While I washed my face, Ursula entered, complaining that she'd gotten her period and left her bag in the warehouse. She asked if I could fetch it for her since she couldn't go herself. I agreed and she locked herself in a stall to wait for me. I headed for the warehouse, feeling the festive crowd fade into the distance behind me. Something twisted in my gut, warning me to turn back. But Ursula was waiting, and I told myself not to be paranoid. Inside, the warehouse felt bigger than ever. 30 shelves, the back door far away. I flicked on the lights and walked to the left, where Ursula said her bag would be. It wasn't there. As I moved to another row, I felt someone duck behind a shelf. "I can see you," I called. Josh stepped out, blocking my way. His breathing was heavy, eyes red from alcohol, an empty beer bottle clutched in his hand. He screamed at me, called me a witch, and lunged forward. I didn't flinch. My hand went to the steel hair stick in my bun. That's when I broke my silence, my real confession, the truth even Ursula didn't know. You see, I wasn't fired just because of a misunderstanding. On my last day at the law firm, my boss tried to force himself on me, and I stabbed him in the eye with this very hair stick. He didn't press charges because I kept secret recordings of his harassment, proof that he traded promotions for sexual favors. He wanted it all buried, so the company paid me a hefty sum for my silence. I wasn't poor. I worked at the amusement park because it's easier to hide in a crowd, to disappear among strangers. Blending in is safer than running. As Josh came closer, all those memories returned. He stared, surprised by my calm. He asked me why I didn't look scared of him. I smiled, readying the hairpin. Just then, Ursula burst in. She apologized. Her bag was at the store after all. She saw Josh, screamed at him, and told him to leave me alone. After that, Josh avoided me. Ursula acted like nothing happened. I know she has her suspicions about my past life, but she's smart enough not to mess with me. As for Josh, if he ever tries anything again, I'll make sure he gets what he deserves, just like my previous boss.